Am I the asshole for telling my daughter to stop dressing like a slut? My daughter 16 goes out to school and with her clothes in really skimpy clothes. She'll wear small tank tops which expose half her cleavage, and wear really short shorts and wear them high up exposing the bottom half of her ass among other things. I've told my daughter she won't be leaving HTE house unless she dresses more appropriately and I make her wear more clothes. She needs to have some more decency than that. I am doing that's best as her mother, but I am getting sick of my sister telling me to let her dress as she wants. Edit. Forgot to mention school's net her home twice because she wasn't appropriately dressed. You appear to be struggling a lot with internalized misogyny. Calling your daughter a slut does nothing but create a fucked up sense of self for your daughter. If you addressed it like an adult and explained that you dress differently for business school-related atmospheres than you do for an outing to the beach, then you might be able to constructively address the issue at hand. So, a definite you are the asshole and have a lot to learn as a parent. You are the asshole. Why are you calling your child a slut? How is that an appropriate way to have a dialogue with her or any child? You are her mother. Are you the one buying the clothes for her? If you have such a problem with slutty clothing, why are they still in her closet? The solution to the problem isn't to shame your child. It will backfire as soon as she's out of the house, or sooner, and then you'll be posting about how horrible it is that your daughter got pregnant before marriage. Talk to your daughter about the clothes, without shaming her. Is she wearing them because it's freaking hot outside? Is it for attention? Is she just comfortable like this? Talk to her, not your sister. Your job is to protect your child and prepare her for the next stage of life, not to give her a complex about her body. The schools will handle that, I promise. You are the asshole and misogynistic. If it's about being appropriate dress code-wise for the school or workplace, sure, what she wears matters. But it has no bearing on her character. You are the asshole. Stop slut-shaming your daughter. It's your right as a parent to tell her she needs longer shorts or a t-shirt instead of a tank top while she's a teen living under your roof, and if what she's wearing is actually inappropriate and not just you overreacting but telling her to stop dressing like a slut, is ridiculous. Also, as a side note, don't be surprised when she rebels even more or your relationship with her deteriorates. If you actually called your daughter a slut, you are the asshole. If you just made her change, then you're within your rights to do that as a parent. But there's no excuse for calling your child a slut. I would caution you to not go overboard with this issue. It's not wrong to try and keep your daughter safe by teaching her not to make a target of herself. As sad as that is. But it is wrong to treat your daughter's body like something shameful. You are the asshole. This is a fairly normal thing for teen girls to do. Beyond making sure she's not getting dress coded at school, let her dress how she wants. I would suggest commenting solely based on whether she's abiding by the dress code and refraining from making comments about her decency, or how you think her body looks. The clothing she wears has no bearing on her character or whether she deserves respect. You're especially the asshole if you're actually telling her she looks like a slut to her face. You are the asshole. Your daughter can wear whatever she wants. By calling her a slut, you are putting her down and making her feel bad about herself. She is a teenager and she is learning about herself, and you are not helping. Sort of ta. Your daughter is 16 years old and going through puberty. She is aware of her body, the effect it has on boys, and as any teen with self-doubts and a bit of insecurity, as we all had, unconsciously welcomes the attention her clothes may garner her as it validates her self-worth. So long as her clothing is not outside the school's dress code and is reasonably in line with what her peers are wearing, I would try to be more tolerant. If you force her to dress like a nun and her peers tease and ostracize her, it will only make teen life more difficult. Talk with her about boys and encourage her to be free to talk to you, should she receive attention she is not prepared or capable of handling. She is a teen and needs to learn about life and its choices. Forcing them on her only meets resistance. Remember your mom and your teen years. You are the asshole, let her dress as she wants. The more you tell her not to, the more she will want to rebel. Try complimenting her instead and figure out her style, so she will let you aid her in finding clothes that fit her style and will also make you feel better. Not the asshole for your opinion and wanting your daughter to dress appropriately. Slight. You are the asshole if you used the word slut or similar. You are an asshole. Just because she dresses inappropriately doesn't mean she's a slut. Greater than dressing like a slut. And you are sexualizing your daughter. Your daughter is also at fault because she should wear more appropriate clothes. AITA age 16. It is common for her to be rude. You guys should have a talk. Just don't argue. Talk to her peacefully. And she has the audacity to insult folks that say she's misogynistic. Yeah baby, women can be misogynistic too, big surprise. Defo, you are the asshole. Yep, you are the asshole. That's not an uncommon attire for teenagers. I'm sure the slut-shaming won't cause any issues later. You are the asshole. A shut shaming is disgusting. B why are you sexualizing your own daughter? Wow. Lots of non-conservative parents here. I'm surprised at the attitude here, but then again, I'm really not. SMH. I surely didn't grow up with parents like these who post here. If your daughter's ass cheeks are hanging out of short skimpy shorts, it's excessive and lacks decency. You have a right to call it as it is and you shouldn't mince words as her mother. Getting sent home from school reinforces your case. Your sister, who again? You are the mother. This is your daughter. There is no other input from anybody else needed. I think you also shouldn't mince words with your own sister and tell her to back the fuck off if nobody asked for her input into how to raise your child. Not the asshole. Calling her a slut is ridiculous. It's reasonable to expect her to follow dress code at school but let the kid wear what makes her comfortable at home. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. This is a terrible way to talk about your own daughter, and other women in general. Educate her first on not what's appropriate but how people and men specifically will sexualize and objectify women and girls solely based on their appearance. Women and girls are approached and attacked simply for dressing, provocatively, and yet the woman is blamed for how she dresses. Besides, if she has been sent home then OBV this will impact her schooling and she does need to understand there is a time and place to dress how she wants. Not necessarily the asshole but watch the language you use around her. You called your daughter a slut. AMD tried to shame her. You're absolute trash. You are the asshole. You might give her some serious issues later on by telling her she needs to hide her body. Girls go through enough of that shit already with dress codes, people staring, and randos catcalling on the streets. Don't be the parent that's on the list. People who slut-shamed me. Boys can wear whatever they want, girls can wear whatever they want, and no one is any less of a respectable person because of it. Not the asshole y'all, it is her daughter at this point. It's her mom's responsibility to make sure she isn't kicked out of school for dress codes, and there are disgusting men out there she needs to be aware of. When she is 18 it's a different story. But telling her, stop dressing like a slut, won't do anything. You need to sit with her and talk to her like an adult, explain why she shouldn't dress as she does and make a compromise. You are the asshole. If you want her to abide by the dress code, there's nothing wrong with that, but don't compare her to a slut. Info. Did you actually call your daughter a slut? How did you phrase things? YTA. Pedos are not attracted to children's clothes, they are attracted to children. Stop sexualizing minors. YYA. You shouldn't sexualize and tell your daughter that she's a slut. In terms of the clothing itself, however, if the school is stepping in like that, you may need to just tell her that it's not good for a school setting, and that she can wear it elsewhere. You are the asshole. Anyone who thinks good parenting is calling their kids a slut should be cancelled for life. Honestly, candid conversation is one thing, but it should be done in a constructive manner. As in a conversation woman to woman about your concerns because she had been sent home a few times. But never abuse someone with offensive names for cheap shock value. It's ineffective and causes more strain than helps. You are the asshole for slut-shaming her. Shaming of any kind is not a helpful way to change behavior. A more mature response would be to tell her the potential negative consequences of dressing that way, as well as actually having a conversation about why she wants to dress suggestively in the first place. Not the asshole. Children, and grown-ups too, actually need to know what's appropriate attire for certain situations. If school has sent her back multiple times already, that indicates you're not in the wrong. I just hope you didn't call your daughter a slut, because then you would be in awe. You are the asshole. Also, do you not buy clothes for your child? You are the asshole. 100%. First of all, a dress code is no measure for inappropriateness. She's 16, she can do what she wants, and you seem to be struggling with sexism. What are you worried about with this? I know I'm doing that's best as her mother, is not an okay response. Remember, while you are often acting in her best interests here, you are wrong. Remember, as a mother you are doing great raising someone confident. It's okay to tell her that she needs to dress more appropriate school so she doesn't keep getting sent home, but calling her a slut isn't going to make her listen. It's gonna cause her to resent you and make her not listen to you more. You sound extremely mean-spirited. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. Wow, you are the asshole. It's great that the first person to call you a slut is your mom. You are the asshole. Calling your teenage daughter a slut makes you the aw. Full stop. She's a child. Let her dress however she wants. And then check your misogyny. You are the asshole. What kind of mother calls her daughter a slut? Let her wear what she's comfortable wearing. School dress codes are notoriously sexist, and it sounds like you're a bit sexist yourself. YTA. Women can misogynistic too. Your daughter's probably never going to talk to you once she's independent, and good for her if she does. You are the asshole. She's your daughter and you talk to her like that? You are the asshole. What a douche canoe you are. I hope she moves far away and has a great life without you. What a fucking gross misogynistic prick you are. You for calling your daughter a slut, she for dressing inappropriately. There's no need for excessively showing clothes in school, tbh. As long as you don't want her to dress like a nun, stepping in is okay. Just remember, you won't get anywhere by calling her a slut, as you can't demand respect while disrespecting your daughter like that. I will probaby get downvoted, but whatever. Did you use the word slut when speaking to her, or was it just for the Reddit title? If you did, then you really should apologize to your daughter. Using that kind of language with your child is hurtful. Trust me, I lived through it. She should be dressing appropriately for a minor going to school, and if she was sent home twice, then it is an issue. I'm not saying that she should be covered head to toe, but her booty bits shouldn't be hanging out. She is going through puberty and she wants to feel good about herself. Have a conversation about dressing classy. Take her shopping for cool outfits. You can literally get her the same outfit but covers her bits. By the way, where are you that she's going to school, RN? I'd say you are the asshole for how you're dealing with it, but not the asshole for caring and wanting her to be modest. She's still a kid and you are the parent. Set boundaries. Especially for school. Don't call her a slut though. You are the asshole. Also, words to think about: if the way a child dresses makes you an adult uncomfortable, then yikes my dude, it's not a them problem, it's a you problem. Yeesh. Seriously, just let her wear what she wants. The more you make a deal out of it, the more she'll definitely do it. Chillax about it. It's just clothes. Fabric has no basis on someone's self-worth or decency. You are the asshole for having such outdated and misogynistic views. You are the asshole. Holy shit. You are not only an asshole and a terrible parent, but you're emotionally abusive and a misogynist. Women and girls should not have to dress modestly in order to be respected as human beings. You're not her owner. Even worse, you called her a slut. A slut. I hope this is just a troll, but if it isn't, enjoy being a case study on raised by narcissists in the next few years. It's one thing to want your underage daughter to dress a little more appropriately, but the way you are handling it is not okay. You are the asshole. You are the asshole and a disgusting person. Clothes don't make someone a slut. You are going to give her major issues by calling her such an ugly word. Encourage her to follow dress code so her education isn't impacted, but you will always be the asshole for thinking of and speaking about your daughter in that way. Get therapy. You are the asshole. Instead of sitting down and having a discussion with her about the school's dress code, you called her a slut. Also, you don't mention who buys her these tank tops and short shorts. You are the asshole and you're only going to push her away. You can disapprove, you just need to articulate it and then talk to her about why she wants to dress that way. Through communication you guys might come to an understanding. Calling her a slut solves nothing. Also, down with unfair dress codes in schools. She should follow the dress code and you suck for calling her a slut. Probably not the best way to word it, but if it's been a repeat issue for the school and their dress code, it's probably an actual issue.